The Whitaker family from Odd, West Virginia. They're an inbred family. Yeah, it's a white family. The Whitaker family from Odd, West Virginia has been dubbed America's most inbred family. Their story gained global attention due to a series of viral YouTube videos by photographer Mike Laita, L-A-I-T-A, featured on his channel Soft White Underbelly. So y'all can go check that out too, I guess. So I'll just read a little background about. I thought it was a joke when I came across the story. I didn't think it was real, so I wanted to look it up. So here's some background. So the inbreeding reportedly began with identical twin brothers whose descendants married one another. Many family members are double first cousins, meaning their parents were siblings on both sides. The family has lived in isolation in rural West Virginia for decades. It says the Whitakers live in a small, rundown home with no clear access to modern amenities like plumbing or steady electricity. So they're just shitting outside and everything, and just, how do they shower and stuff? They rely on a mix of government aid, community donations, and latest fundraising efforts. Okay, there we go. Some family members show cognitive and physical disabilities, which experts suggest may stem from the generations of inbreeding. A few of them are nonverbal and communicate through gestures or sounds, particularly grunts and barking. What? Wow. They have a GoFundMe page. Wow. Yeah, y'all, the Whitakers. I'm going to put some more, gather some more information on that, though, y'all. They're out of West Virginia, y'all. They said they bark and grunt like animals and shit. Wow. It says the family has received public sympathy, but also unwanted attention due to their notoriety. Wow. Yeah, that's mental health, poverty, rural neglect, all that shit going on. That's that family, y'all. That's them Whitakers, the inbred family out of Odd, West Virginia. That's how they communicate with each other. There were some dogs barking too, but that was some human beings.
So what are your names?
Ray, Lori, Timmy.
Who's this?
His name's Ray.
Ray. I remember Ray. I photographed you, Ray. Do you remember? Years ago. And your name is?
Lorraine.
Lorraine. And Timmy.
Yeah.
Now, you guys grew up here in Odd, West Virginia. How many years have you lived here?
All her life. All my life.
You guys, did you go to school?
Hell no.
You did? Some of your brothers and sisters.
These motherfuckers look crazy, y'all. Y'all gotta go check them out. They look crazy.
They went to school long, but he graduated.
You graduated from what?
Wilson High School.
You went to high school, Timmy?
Yeah, he went to our high school on back.
He went, he ain't learned shit. They look crazy, y'all. Y'all go check that out.
She didn't. And,
no, they didn't went to school.
Come on out.
They know. It's my business, nigga. Look, we was hard-headed under underrated, cold-hearted. Now they hate us for the fact we made it to fathers. Ninth grader, when the feds made him a target. He don't want to do no wrong, just imitating his father. Cop foreign, straight 8 in Dodge Charger. Brand new blocks and Drakes, they can't harm us. True mobsters, smoke up like we rosters. No imposters, look out, the streets watching. Seen prophets, it's beef, we bring chopsticks. Mini Glock spit, the switch is spitting hot shit. No, we locked in from Harlem way to Bompton. And we top 10 on blogs, we be the topic. Tell them stop it, we got it, them niggas dropped it. Did it against the grill with drama soon as I hopped in. Steak and lobster, spill blood over this popster. Used to play the rap with my niggas, I feel like hot. Nigga, this my minutes. And I don't trust no niggas if it ain't my niggas. You gon' die in the middle, so pick a side, nigga. Nigga screaming it's love, but he ain't ride with us. He ain't ride, it's do or die, nigga. Just give me Teflon love until we die, nigga. Whether right or you wrong, I'm gon' slide with you. Me and you against the world, I'm picking sides with you. You know I'm riding with you, they know.
We could ride on these niggas or we could walk and get them. Fish scale on the snorkel when I had portion missions. Took a block, then another block. Now it's another drop, and another spot. Yeah, you fucking with niggas that get your brother pop. Cartel shit, keep the L lit. I get it sold but never sell shit. I've been told niggas I never tell shit. Never mind, mine can't see what it never finds. 10 plugs in the room, mixed with 11 lines. Probably outside in a Porsche that is lemon lime. No, ain't the blood all crip, but I can send a sign. They think I'm saying bye. I'm really saying bye. That's the Buffalo, the Yonkers Express 4-5. Colombian necktie, 100 shots fly. But I'd rather stay low, be cool, get high.
Nigga, it's my business, and I don't trust no niggas if it ain't my niggas. You gon' die in the middle, so pick a side, nigga. Nigga screaming his love, but he ain't ride with us. He ain't ride, it's do or die, nigga. Just give me Teflon love until we die, nigga. Whether right or you wrong, I'm gon' slide with you. Me and you against the world, I'm picking sides with you. You know I'm riding with you.
I'm picking sides with my niggas. If I don't fuck with you, they won't. It's vice versa, so sometimes I run into they smoke. I know them niggas lit, but I really get in this shit. These rap niggas falling out about who you take pictures with. I've been
So these are some notable housing discrimination cases involving black tenants and Latino tenants. So this Safe Rent Solutions out of Massachusetts, this happened in 2022. So in a class action lawsuit, over 400 black and Latino tenants alleged that Safe Rent's AI-powered tenant screening tool assigned lower scores to minority applicants using housing vouchers, leading to unfair denials. The case was settled for $2.3 million, and Safe Rent agreed to halt the use of such scoring systems for 5 years. Lazy Cove Campground in Virginia. This happened this year in 2025. So Regina Turner, who's the owner of Lazy Grove Campground, was sued. So they sued her after expressing she wouldn't have rented to a biracial family had she known about their race. Y'all hear me? It says Regina Turner, owner of Lazy Cove Campground, was sued after expressing she wouldn't have rented to a biracial family had she known about their race. A jury awarded $750,000 to the affected families, marking one of the largest fair housing verdicts in Virginia's history. Oh, the largest. Okay. Dr. James Crockett Henry, this is out of Virginia Beach in 2007. So this Dr. Henry, who owned a 30-unit complex, rental unit or whatever, was charged with violating the Fair Housing Act for allegedly subjecting African American tenants to stricter rules, using racial slurs and retaliating against them. I believe that. I believe it. The charges follow complaints from several African American families. That's from the HUD archives. I believe their complaints. Ted and Mary Ballas, out of Portland, Oregon in 2005. The Ballases were charged with refusing to rent to an interracial couple based on race. Despite initially offering the apartment, they later declined to rent it after learning the man's race, citing threats from other tenants. HUD's investigation found unlawful discrimination. I'll just read this last one. Wilbur and Julie Williams. This is out of Tallahassee, Alabama, 2009. The Williamses were charged with forcing white tenants to move out after they were seen talking with black neighbors. What? The Williamses were charged with forcing white tenants to move out after they were seen talking to black neighbors. That's crazy as hell to me. So she didn't want the white people being cool with the black people, so she was going to punish them. That's crazy. So she would have been okay with it if they would have hated the black people. It would have been just fine then. HUD alleged that the landlord told the tenants that they have to leave if they intended to have African American visitors. Wow. That's crazy, y'all. So maybe we'll do a little deeper dive into these stories, but if you are interested in going to look up some more info on those are crazy. So this Wilbur and Julie Williams, that's out of Tallahassee, Alabama. That happened in 2009. This Ted and Mary Ballas, that's B as in boy, A-L-L-I-S. That one's out of Portland, Oregon. That happened in 2005. And then Dr. James Crockett Henry, this was out of Virginia Beach in 2007. The Lazy Cove Campground incident in Virginia, that was this year in 2025. Regina Turner, that's the owner's name, Regina Turner. And then Safe Rent Solutions. Safe Rent Solutions. They have housing discrimination issues. You know what I mean? So they went on and used AI to vet people's application process. Come on, you can't do that. When it comes to stuff like that, that's where you can't be using AI. You can't use AI. You cannot use AI. I hope they don't start using AI for like when people see the parole board and stuff. Because you know there are still people in Wisconsin seeing the parole board. If you got sentenced before 1999, you're still seeing parole. You know what I'm saying? If you're still in prison. And if you are, that means you had a long-ass bit to do. So, yeah, I would hate that. Having some AI thing, like look at your file and shit and all determine if you should get out or not, that'd be some bullshit if they do that. But the thing about it would be, people probably wouldn't even complain or say no to that because we wouldn't probably even hear about it or not care. People wouldn't care about it. I would, obviously. My radars would be up if I heard some shit like that. But most people, like I said, for most people, so unless you're someone that has a family member or you've been locked up, you kind of know how it is, or if you're just not even in that world in any kind of way, it's kind of like people that are in prison and jail, it is that that saying goes, out of sight, out of mind. Because people, for the most part, are just, if you bring up crime and shit like that, most people are going to say, oh, well, if you do the crime, you do the time. And that's fair. That's fair to say, but, like, there's a lot of variables that goes into just being locked up and going to prison and all that. It's a lot of shit. Because although a year, let's just say, oh, well, they only got a year in prison, or a year, well, you don't get it. You got to have a year and a day to go to prison. Anything a year under is county jail time. Well, at least here in Wisconsin is. But just think about it. When you tell somebody, oh, well, they got 18 months, let's say someone stole somebody's car or robbed a gas station or something, you know what I mean? And someone's like, oh, they only got 2 years? Like, that doesn't sound like a lot when it just rolls off your tongue, 2 years, because it's just 2. You know, it's like, it's a low number. Try going to do it 2 years. Try going somewhere that you literally cannot leave from. You're like physically confined. You cannot go anywhere. You're in a small ass room under lock and key, getting bossed around by the staff, basically. That's what I'm saying, because they're telling you what to do, when you can sleep, when you can, all that shit. So that's what I mean, you're getting bossed around. Just imagine just like having to do that for what is 2 years will be 750 days or whatever that adds up to. Imagine doing that every single day for 24 hours a day for 2 years. You know what I mean? I'm not literally recommending this, but I'm just saying it like, you know what I mean? Like, because like I've been to the hole in prison like a number of times. So could any one of you do that? And the only reason I'm not saying it like, oh, I did this. I'm saying it to be like, to try to combat that argument, because people would be like, oh, you do the crime, you do the time, or oh yeah, just you should, and just they should do their time, and jail shouldn't be like a country club and all that bullshit and all that. So for people that like just kind of say that kind of stuff and just make it seem like jail is just easy and it's nothing, go try, find a closet in your apartment or your home or whatever, and try going in there. Like I'm saying, like a standard size closet. If you're someone that lives in a big ass house and you got a walk-in closet, like I'm talking about your standard closet, which are pretty small. Go try stand in there for 23 hours. You can let yourself out one time within that 23-hour period, to take a shower, eat, make a phone call, watch TV or whatever, then you got to go back in there. And you get fed. Imagine there being like a trap, like in the middle of the closet door. Imagine there being like where it opens and then someone can slide your food tray in there to you. Imagine that happening 3 times a day. So you get 1 hour to come out, and then the other 23 hours you got to stay in that closet. You cannot come out. And imagine you have a bathroom in there too, though. There's a toilet and a sink, like the stainless steel one. So just imagine that. Now imagine doing that for 2 years every day. Could you do it? I doubt it. I doubt most of you could do it for 1 day. You wouldn't last 6 hours doing it. You'd be like, fuck this. I don't care if you're a man or a woman and how tough you think you are. That's a mental game. Sorry, I'm smoking a cigarette. That's all mental. Because when I was in the hole, what I used to do, I used to take myself out of there mentally. Like I would put a towel over my head because it's bright. Like the lights don't turn off when you're in the hole. Like you don't have where you can just turn a light off, like, and it's dark and you go to sleep. Like there's like a all-time light on. You know what I mean? So like I would put a towel around my eyes, cover my eyes up, and I would just like reminisce on old times, like fun times, stuff, you're doing out when you're out. Not criminal shit, but just, and you just take your mind out of that and you just like kind of replay a scenario or a time or a specific situation or incident or whatever where you might have had a lot of fun or whatever, and you just think about that like every second, like all about it. You think everything. You play the whole scene out in your head again, like you put yourself there again almost. And then you kind of just take yourself mentally out of there. You're there physically still, but that's what I would do. Just think about other shit. But you don't have a TV in there. You don't have none of that. You're just you and the 3 walls and the metal door. That's it. And depending on where you're at, you may not even be able to see out of your cell outside. Some do, some don't. Sometimes some of the window will be see-through, some of them they'll be frosted. That means you can't see through the windows. Like at Oak Hill here in Wisconsin, the windows are frosted in the hole. You can't see out of them. RCI, you can. Unless that's all changed too. Like I said, I haven't been to prison since I got out. April 8th, 2013. Yep. So, yeah, but with that, we'll get back to this episode. I just wanted to read some of those, and sorry I got off on, I just started thinking about stuff, but, yeah. And then, as a matter of fact, I looked up some situations here in Wisconsin, since I live in Milwaukee, and I know there's people that listen that are from Wisconsin and Milwaukee, so I looked up some notable housing discrimination cases out of Wisconsin. I'll just read a couple of them. So the Geneva Terrace Apartments out of La Crosse, this was in 2011. The U.S. Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against Nikolai Quinn, the manager and owner of Geneva Terrace Apartments. Now keep in mind, this place may not even be a thing here anymore, whatever, but this is stuff they did. I didn't do it. Don't be mad at me for reading it. Hopefully they cleaned their shit up or did what they need to do to be better human beings. So it says the U.S. Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against Nikolai Quinn, the manager and owner of Geneva Terrace Apartments, alleging racial discrimination. The complained that Quinn told prospective African-American renters that apartments were unavailable while informing white renters of available units. This conduct was confirmed through fair housing tests conducted by the Metropolitan Milwaukee Fair Housing Council. The case resulted in a $57,500 settlement. If you want to check some more info on that, you can check out the nyrealestatelaw.blog.com or justice.com. I'll just read this next one, and I'll let y'all get going to whatever you're doing. So this Mary Marsh versus Lee W. Merrick. This is out of Dane County. This was in 2010. So Mary Marsh, a black woman, filed a housing discrimination complaint against Lee W. Merrick, that's M as in Michael, E-R-R-I-C-K, a landlord in Dane County. The complaint alleged that Merrick's agents told a white tester that Merrick was prejudiced against black people and instructed them to screen out black renters by claiming units were already rented. The case was settled for $80,000, marking the largest settlement ever reached by an individual client of the Metropolitan Milwaukee Fair Housing Council and its satellite, the Fair Housing Center of Greater Madison. And that was out of the Wisconsin State Journal. I'll read this last one. Applewood Apartments, Cross Plains, Wisconsin, 2015. So the U.S. Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against Applewood of Cross Plains, LLC, and William Ranguet, alleging that they discriminated against a mother and a daughter with disabilities. The complaint claimed that the defendants refused to renew the residence lease because of the daughter's disability, demanded that they develop a plan to address her behavior, and failed to address the disability-related harassment by other tenants. The case resulted in a $40,000 settlement, and that's out of the Wisconsin State Journal, too. All right, this is the last one, though. Joseph Peltz Trusts out of West Dallas. This happened in 2008. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development charged the owners and property manager of an 8-unit apartment building in West Dallas with discriminating against families with children. The complaint alleged that the defendants unlawfully required tenants with children to rent apartments on the building's first floor or excluded them entirely. The case was settled with the defendants agreeing to take corrective actions, and that is out of the HUD archives. And if you believe you're experiencing any housing discrimination in Wisconsin, you can contact the Metropolitan Milwaukee Fair Housing Council. And their website is www.fairhousingwisconsin.com. Or you can call them at 414-278-1240. 414-278-1240. All right, y'all. Back to the episode. pancakes and eggs, y'all. With vanilla in the batter.
I would even put cinnamon, but...
You want cinnamon too?
I would put a dash in there.
Okay.
I usually put like a dash of nutmeg, but we don't have that. What if I put seasoned salt instead of...
Accidentally put seasoned salt in? Yeah. I feel like going to the zoo today. It's not the ideal day, but for some reason I want to go to the zoo. We're having pancakes and eggs though, y'all. Got the microwavable Hungry Jack syrup. And then Michelle threw some cinnamon in there too, in the batter. And normally we would have put nutmeg, but we're out.
Yeah,
Right
I
there.
gotta get.
That's something I'll have to write down because that's not something we normally buy, so I will forget.
Right, I almost drank the eggs.
Like Rocky and shit. And the raw eggs, remember?
I would go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would probably throw up right away.
How's the coffee, baby?
The coffee is very good.
Cool. I think I'm gonna have another more cup. Another cup. Yep, it's Sunday. We got the jazz going, got the coffee going. Michelle's making breakfast. Here, let's see. This is Miles Davis, y'all.
Remember how the piss smell, remember how the cuffs feel. Coming out the hallway, sometimes it's still duck still. On the move, shot by a nigga that's stuck still. Ask myself, do the fake niggas say fuck real? Got it out the mud, after that it was uphill. Make it to the top, you ain't trying to go downhill. Niggas want you dead, but they act like they down still. Get that ass mopped like I'm coming out of Brownsville. Put the top down, I can ride around the town still. Know how the frown feel, balls in the hood, dog. I'm about peace, but remember what I'm good for. Both the enemy, that's the shit that I stood for. What you wanna do, where you wanna do it, when you wanna do it, how you wanna do it, I'll be into it. I'ma get the stick, I'ma stick it to him, blick it to him, when it's soul drift, I'ma kick it to him like, what you wanna do, we come with a price still, you can get life in a day in the life, if it's guilty, there's really no winning it right, you say fuck niggas, there's really no saying it right, if you bound to get hit, if you stay in these sights, or your number might hit, if you're playing it right, either or dog, you either pussycat or war dog, you on demon time, I laugh cause I'm a warlord, I was in war, when niggas blew his jaw, turned on the jet, when niggas set in the tall wall. I'm different, my nigga, trust me. Name ring bells for a reason, you can't touch me. What you wanna do, where you wanna do it, when you wanna do it, how you wanna do it, I be into it. I'ma get the stick, I'ma stick it to him, blick it to him, when it's soul drift, I'ma kick it to him like, probably tap in the new pulled in. Never be the bitch in the bullpen, shipping the wolf in.
Now, so what exactly will this bill do?
Yeah, this bill does
two really important things. One, it criminalizes the sharing of these non-consensual explicit images, whether they're real or generated by AI, so that victims of this could go after the people who make this kind of content. It also requires that the tech platforms remove these images within 48 hours of being notified that they're there. So it gives victims a path to make sure that these images don't continue to spread around the internet. This, of course, very important because as AI technology has improved, we've seen this form of harassment where people will use artificial intelligence to superimpose someone's real face onto a nude body, really growing as a form of harassment. Everybody from Taylor Swift to high school girls across the country have been targeted by this kind of harassment. This is also the first, really one of the first laws that is regulating how AI-generated content can be used.
That's because his wife's got nudes on the internet. That's why. Because he wants them taken down. That's the only reason he's doing it. He don't care about nobody else. Y'all know that's why he's doing that, right? So Trump's bitch ass, he's signing a Take It Down Act, which is going to make it illegal to share non-consensual explicit images online. He's doing that because his wife has nudes online. She has naked photos online. That's why he's doing that, y'all. That's why. It's disingenuous. You know what I mean? Some people can be like, oh, well, that's good, that's good. Well, look at the reason why he's doing it. So that's how I look at shit. Yeah. Because he wants his wife nude naked pictures taken off the internet. That's why he's doing that. Right? All right, y'all. Back to the episode. I got some, what's that called? Chata bread or whatever it's called. And I put some butter and some strawberry preserves on it. And then some maple and brown sugar oatmeal. Michelle should be getting up in a little bit. Alright, y'all, let's get back to the episode. We're just sitting here watching the news and stuff, you know what I mean? It's a little kind of gloomy outside. It's supposed to rain for the next couple of days, so, yep. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to eat my breakfast, take my supplements, the black oregano, or oil of oregano, you know what I mean? I took my milk thistle, I took my soursop leaf, and the sea moss, black seed oil, and ginger and burdock root. That's all in one. Yep. All right, y'all. Enjoy the episode.